In last night's D23 conference, we got the first official look at Win or Lose, a series aimed for Disney Plus that was originally announced back in 2020 but keeps being delayed and rewritten, but now we've got an official release date for December the 6th. Now before we get into it, Win or Lose looks absolutely fantastic. It's Pixar's first original series to go onto Disney Plus. We have had spin-off series such as Forky Asks a Question, Cars on the Road, just to name a few. However, Win or Lose is a fantastic concept. We saw the first bits of this back in 2022 for D23, but it's finally coming out, thankfully. It looks awesome. Basically, the premise is that every single episode is from a different point of view of somebody on a baseball team called the Pickles. The entire series is set on the same day, and each different character goes through some sort of hardship in their life, or something they need to come over, which I would assume helps them win the baseball game. So let's hop in and take a reaction to the first official trailer for Win or Lose.
Pickles, huddle up. You all did great today, but there is one person who did the same level as all of you, just fantastic, but better. Anyway. I see a whole lot of people who underestimated us. And you know what? Sometimes you have to earn your respect. Tonight is our moment for redemption.
So yeah, officially coming to Disney Plus on December the 6th. I am super excited for this because one of the main reasons I'm super excited for this is because Pixar are doing animation properly. They are, I love it when animation is animation at the end of the day, and they really push the boundaries, they go wacky with it, they use different sort of creative freedoms. Obviously, we've seen how Spider-Verse has been doing that over the last few years, and it's influenced a huge new generation of filmmaking. Puss in Boots, The Bad Guys, just to name a few. I mean, even Pixar broke their own boundaries in Inside Out 2 and used the additions of a pixelated game character and a 2D character, Bluefy, and they were awesome. So in this one, I'm really excited to see them push the boundaries again. By the looks of it, there's a whole scene in cardboard, from what looks like 2D, 3D cardboard, which looks sick. But the overall world building, I think, is very unique. It's not Pixar style. However, it is done by the main studio, which I'm really happy about, because subsidiary studios, aka the studio behind Monsters at Work, Planes, and other monstrosities, they tend to look a little bit more video gamey. They seem to be like a weird type of animation that just doesn't quite sit right. And something I want to cover on the channel in the future is the lighting and the texturing in modern day animation, and that is why it's looking so beautiful. And we'll actually go over that briefly in my Moana 2 reaction, which is coming out probably after this video. So check the channel. However, this one really pushes the boundaries because it doesn't have to stick to principle. It's a new type of world. By the looks of it, you've got fun shapes, fun buildings, the trees are a weird shape, even the grass these characters stand on, it looks like a rug. It doesn't look like grass. By the way, this scene is giving me Fat Goob vibes.
A dream that was ruined in the last inning.
Big up Meet the Robinsons. Any Meet the Robinsons fans in the house, drop down below. I love that film. It doesn't get enough credit. But they've treated us in this trailer, you know. So firstly, I just want to point out, of course, as we see, there are different members of the baseball team dealing with different instances in their life, which is why Pixar are then able to really push that aspect of this series. I particularly like this shot of the girl leaning up against the locker and everything else floating in the background. I think that's just a prime example. Another one, which I'm assuming would be training to slide in for a sort of your safe base. That's a Brit trying to use baseball slang there. Toronto Blue Jays. That's as much as my knowledge really goes. But I'm assuming this is for her to overcome obstacles to be able to get a sort of safe at home base, mainly only because she is sliding as if she's sliding to a home base underneath the car. However, there's other ones. It doesn't just necessarily wrap around the baseball team itself. We could be looking at the coach. We definitely do look at the umpire. This was actually shown in D23 in 2022. There's an episode that will centre around the umpire and how the verbal abuse from parents can obviously affect people. People do forget that if you are a referee, an umpire, something like that, at a children's football game or a children's sporting event, if you make a bad call, you send someone's son, daughter off, or say strike out or anything like that, obviously they're going to come for you. So bless his heart, he looks like a really cute character. I just want to give him a cuddle. I want to give him a hug. But he learns to build up his armor, as you can see here, in a somewhat sort of Street Fighter style. It looks awesome. We've got a character who almost looks like Gambit throwing those baseballs with the purple lightning. That looks awesome. Purple fire even. But I'm so excited for this. And alongside all of those fantastic characters that Pixar have already shown us, they've treated us even more because there are a set of Easter eggs. The first Easter egg I found is the one and the only Pizza Planet truck. So of course the Pizza Planet truck has appeared in pretty much every Pixar property since its fruition in 1995 when their first film came out, which was of course the first Toy Story film. Since then, it has appeared in literally everything. It's become one of the most famous Easter eggs in the entire Pixar universe, if not, to be fair, the world, especially for the film nerds. And we will cover both the Pixar ball, the Pizza Planet truck, and all that on the channel very shortly. So, subscribe, stay tuned if you like this sort of content. I'm a fat Disney nerd. I cover all things animation, parks, Disney, Pixar, everything, you name it. If you want to see a video in the future, let me know down below. But yeah, we do see the Pixar Holy Grail, the Pizza Planet truck. This guy is just on the left-hand side over here in this shot with the chicken, which seems to be a pretty big part of this series for some reason. Yet to see any more on him. He's on the poster thus far. And a really fun character by the looks of it. I'd love to see who this is. It's giving me Fred vibes from Big Hero 6. The second one I found is literally like a scene later, and it's the Luxo Ball, the other massive Easter egg here in the Pixar franchises. Of course, Luxo Ball, Luxo Jr., one of the most famous parts of a Pixar film, and I have my own one. Signed by Bobby Podesta as well, which I got done at last year's D23 when I met him for a panel on Cars on the Road. Absolute legend. I really hope to work with him in the future. This is seen flying across in the background, and I believe this is probably not going to be the last time we see this as well. I reckon we'll see repeated Easter eggs. I reckon the Pizza Planet truck, the Pixar ball, maybe even the lamp. I reckon we're going to see a few of those repeated in different scenes across the series. Even just as background Easter eggs, but they've included it in the trailer. And then last but not least, in what I can only assume is the episode with the umpire. Pretty sure this is the umpire. In his house, on the right-hand side of the screen, you see 2 books. And as soon as I saw this in the trailer, I knew that was going to be an Easter egg. Now, the bottom book is something to do with Saturn. It could be an Easter egg to Elio. I'm not sure. Only time will tell. However, above that one, there is something else space-themed. That book says, "To Infinity and Beyond," which of course is the beloved phrase by Buzz Lightyear in the 1995 Toy Story. And of course, next year in 2025 will be 30 years celebrating since Toy Story first released. And of course now, a lot of those big greats are coming back to the studio. It was announced at D23 yesterday that Andrew Stanton will be coming back to direct Toy Story 5, even though it might not have been needed, but he's back. Brad Bird, he's coming back to direct Incredibles 3. Pete Docter is now obviously head of the studio. They are all coming back. The Pixar brain trust as we know them. So hopefully these films are really in good hands. But yeah, that's it. Let me know. Are you guys excited for Win or Lose? I definitely am. And I'm excited to see this sort of content coming up more often for Pixar. I think it's going to be super fun. And I really hope it's not like 4, 5 sort of 10-minute episodes. I really hope there's like 6 or 7, maybe even 8 of these, and they're all 25 minutes each, because this sort of animation is deserving to be showed off. But yeah, guys, like and subscribe if you do like this sort of content. We will be covering all things D23 over on the channel and also on my TikTok page, so please check that out. The link is in the description down below. But for now, that is it from me. Stay safe. I'll see you in another video. Peace.